We are live. Final stream before we tee it up at the 2024 Houston Open from Memorial Park. Got a few narratives to get to, a few bets to get to recap the betting card, recap the DFS plays, answer any questions in the chat, and just, a quick stream, but let's get right into it. I'll start with the narratives, guys talking about the golf course, guys talking about their weeks, guys talking about their back injuries, Wyndham Clark. When he first said it, he kind of glossed over it, and then the reporters were like, I'm going to circle back on that and see how you're feeling. So Wyndham basically said that his back tightened up. Whatever he said, he should be fine, which I agree with. I think he will be fine. And anytime we see a guy say they're having an injury, like, they're going to win. Like, Colin Morikawa, my clubs don't feel great interacting with the turf. What does he do? He goes out and wins. Scotty Scheffler, he's massaging his neck in between every single hole at the Players. He goes out and win. Hideki Matsuyama is not sure how his back feels before the Genesis at Riviera. Oh, a backdoor win. Am I saying Wyndham Clark's going to go out and win? No, I'm just saying that I don't think we should take too much out of what he said. But at a 30% owned golfer, if you need that little nugget to get off of him, hey, it could point you in the right direction. So if that's the first time you're hearing that, Wyndham Clark did say his back was feeling a little tight in the practice rounds the last, 2 days. So besides Wyndham Clark's back injury, no one really asked about Scotty Scheffler and how his neck was feeling after he won the Players and not being able to turn his neck at all. Just another Scotty Scheffler feat that he accomplished. So yeah, Scotty Scheffler said he's feeling okay, but it wasn't really touched specifically. He was like, "Yeah, I feel good. Got a little rest, ready to be back in it." He did talk about the golf course a little bit, which I will get into next. He said, in years past, obviously this tournament was played in November. It was a very different golf course, a lot softer, a lot firmer. Now it's a lot softer. And he was saying that driving accuracy was a lot more important in years past. Now everyone's going to be able to bomb it out there as far as they want to, and it becomes a second shot golf course focused on more putts, which I totally agree with. That's how I think you should structure your card. Go with guys who are not afraid to bomb it off the tee. Go with guys who have had success at golf courses where you can bomb it off the tee and you can bomb and gouge, I guess. So, those are the really only narratives, the only way but I didn't really change anything I was doing because that's how I pictured it Monday and Tuesday, how I structured my bets. So the narratives didn't really get me on or off anything, but the Wyndham stuff could. I guess I disagree. I disagree with what I just said. I was gonna play Wyndham in DFS, but that little nugget was what got me off of him. So I honestly faded the top three guys. I went with Will Zalatoris, and he was the first DFS play and first bet I made. I got him at 21-1, and a little bit chalky in the betting market. But anytime Will Zalatoris has won, it's been like, or not won or contended. It's been like somewhat obvious. Like, think of Will Zalatoris winning in Memphis. A lot of guys were on him right there. A lot of people were on him. Everyone was trending for that first Will Zalatoris win. Kind of a community win. This past year at the Riviera, everyone was on him because he played well the year before. A few weeks ago, API, he was a popular golfer, finished T4, and he was in contention. Now, Will Zalatoris is a popular golfer again, but Houston was one of the spots I was ready to deploy him early on in the season. My spots were Bay Hill and Houston. Those are the early spots I want to run Will Zalatoris at. And as long as he's not the most popular golfer or the guy of the week, I'm cool with betting Will Zalatoris. So that was my first bet. Next bet I made was Siwoo Kim. And I was so close to not betting him because early in the week I was like 40-1 Siwoo Kim, like before the odds dropped. 40-1 Siwoo Kim, first click, I'm in. He's in immaculate ball striking form, gained across the board at the Players. First time he gained across the board since his T2 in Dallas. Connecting some dots right now. And Siwoo Kim lives in Dallas. He knows how to play in these Texas conditions. Like, you look at Siwoo Kim and you're like, that's a Texas guy if I've ever seen one. So yeah, Siwoo Kim 30-1, not the best number on Siwoo Kim, but the field isn't great. I'm ready to see Siwoo take that next step in 2024. So that's where I went. And I went with Jaeger. I got a great number, 58-1 on Stefan Jaeger, a golfer that I also think will take the next step. And I was teetering between, well, do I do the Jaeger thing? Do I not do the Jaeger thing? Back-to-back missed cuts, but they weren't really bad missed cuts. He's hitting the ball fine. And then my good buddy Adam, he pointed over to me the crossover between Houston, Torrey Pines, and Mexico Open, Vidanta. And Jaeger finished top 3 at both of those courses this year. So I was like, I already liked him. The stats look nice. I didn't think of that crossover, and bang, we went with it. I went with Doug Gim, flop lag. Doug Gim, flop lag, 70-1. Everyone was on him last week in Valspar, and just a chalk Doug Gim makes no sense, but he's absolutely crushing the ball striking. He's hitting the ball so well. He doesn't have the best results around here, but Doug Gim is a golfer who doesn't really have a spot besides Sawgrass. Obviously, you play Doug Gim at Sawgrass, but he can play anywhere. He's not a winner. 70-1, great number after he closed at like 50 last week in an objectively worse field. So I'm down for Doug Gim, and obviously Scotty Scheffler still exists. I'm not betting Scotty Scheffler. I have no Scotty Scheffler liability. I'm fading him completely. The only reason I'm fading him completely is that the test has gotten a little easier. There's going to be a lot more bomb and gouge, a lot more putts. Like, you're going to have to just make more putts. And I know he's figured things out with the putter, but I'm going to fade him. I'm not going to think a 2-1 Scotty Scheffler is just going to win, because 3 weeks ago before he won the API, or 4 weeks ago before he won API, everyone was saying, yeah, Scotty's 7-1, but the dude can't putt. I remember the PGA Tour's betting account was like, Scotty, what's a bettable number for Scotty Scheffler? They were like, it's got to be closer to 18-1, 20-1. I was like, what are you guys saying? That's just objectively wrong. It frustrates me that the people that get paid to do this are just, if you're watching, I'm sorry. Some of these people that get paid to do this are so just talk. They just talk. They said 18-1 to 20-1 was a great number on Scotty ahead of API. I was like, what? I'm betting Scotty at 8-1. This is a golf course for Scotty Scheffler, whether he putts or doesn't putt. That's just a different story. Now, the narrative is, how does Scotty lose? He loses by putting poorly, like any other time he loses. Is a new putter going to make him gain 6 strokes putting, 5 strokes putting, 4 strokes putting every week? No. And API, players, 2 golf courses, you can tremendously separate yourself tee to green. Now, of course, you can separate yourself tee to green in any golf course, and even in Houston. But with the conditions getting easier, he will have a more difficult path doing that. Therefore, Scotty fade. I just went on a little tangent. Akshay Bhatia was my next bet, 75-1. Akshay's gained strokes ball striking his last 3 starts. I usually like to deploy Akshay when there's water near. There's not really any water near Houston, Texas. Please drop a comment if my geography is wrong there, but I don't believe so. So yeah, Akshay 75-1, long and straight, really great long and middle iron player. I would like him here in November rather than March, but he doesn't have to get to -25, so I'm not that scared of the putter. Davis Thompson 110-1, really high on Davis Thompson's ceiling, just at a macro level. I think Davis Thompson can take that next step and become a great golfer. 110-1, he's been in the mix before in some stronger fields, so down for some Davey T. And then finally, Victor Perez flop lag. Victor Perez was super chalky at the Valspar last week, and rightfully so. He was in great ball striking form, and he was coming off of a backdoor T3 at the alternate event. Now, we were on Victor Perez at the Cognizant. If you were following me, I gave out Victor Perez $5,400 at the Cognizant, and he finished T16 after being in the mix, cashed me a ton of lineups. Now, he was like 70-1 last week, dropped back down to 150. He's a winner. I'm not saying he's going to win this event, but I'm saying he knows how to win. He's won the last 2 years in Europe. He is ranked 28th in total driving, which is huge. Great iron numbers. Hopefully he could drain a ton of putts. So those are some guys I like outrights and some first round leaders plays / DFS plays. I did a whole show on that. So go down Golf Gambling Podcast. It's all there. $5,000 golf bets and $6K DFS darlings. But some other DFS plays. Kurt Kitayama got a bit chalky for me in the outright market, and he didn't garner as much ownership as I thought he would in DFS. So I'm down with Kurt K. The outright number wasn't where I liked it, where the DFS price was more forgiving. Luke List, I think is a great placement anywhere you want to bet him. Outright, DFS, first round leader, matchups. He's kind of getting disrespected in the numbers, which I'm not really sure why he is, because this dude is as good of a ball striker as anyone in this field outside of Scotty Scheffler. and he knows how to win. He knows how to contend. The putter, yeah, I understand the putter is not always great, but he's shown real strides with the putter over the last few months in 2024. And he was just in contention at Riviera, and this is a golf course where you got to bomb it and you got to hit your irons well. So that's Luke List to me. Bo Hostler, you play Bo Hostler in Texas, and he has bad course history here, so he's going to get an ownership discount. Hammer Bo Hostler, long off the tee for sure. Thomas Dietrich, 70-1, driver, putter, build. That's what can work here. Hit it a long way. Hit your irons to 25 feet and get hot with the putter. That's Thomas Dietrich. He does struggle with the irons, so it's definitely a bit of a concern, but I love that he can have the great driver and then hopefully find the hot putter. John Vegas. You play Johnny Vegas at Johnny Vegas golf courses. He's 2 for 2 made cuts here. He's a bomber. It's simple enough. Johnny Vegas. I think he's $5,400. Cam Davis. I think Cam Davis is a hammer play in the 7K range. Cam Davis has all the talent in the world, and his form is really bad right now. He's had a week off, and we know he can turn it on in a second. And I am just so high on Cam Davis's talent, higher than I am on Davis Thompson's talent. Cam Davis can compete on any golf course, and this is very similar to the golf course that he won on in Detroit. Bomb and gouge. Cam Davis. Sounds like Cam Davis. And finally, Chris Gotterup. I love Chris Gotterup. $6,100. Got off to a great start at the Valspar, and this is a Chris Gotterup golf course. He went to college in Oklahoma, and he knows how to deal with these conditions. Hit your driver a mile, which he does. He hits it further than a lot of these guys, and then hopefully get hot with the middle irons and wedges, which he's not too far removed from the best iron week of his career, which was at the Cognizant. So those are some DFS plays. If you want to get into more detailed first-round leader bets and 6K DFS plays, it's all on the YouTube, just Golf Gambling Podcast. It's on the Twitter feed as well, but drop a like, drop me a follow, anything you guys want from me, shoot me a DM, and I'll see you guys Friday for the leaderboard update. Peace out. Good luck.